Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Whoops. I shut my audio off, so I don't have an echo. Nothing worse than an echo on YouTube, I swear. Give it a couple more minutes, just give people time to get in here. I found a really good subject to talk about. If I can talk. Something I'm working on with my own dogs. Yes, Ken, I am new. I'm going to do just a quick kind of thing about barking and just some ways to deal with barking, and then do kind of a Q&A time for a little bit and see if I can answer your questions. So test my Cesar Millan knowledge. I got my two dogs here, but they're all curled up in little balls. Oh, here's a dog. Yeah. Gotta have a dog on me while I'm doing a dog chat, don't I? So I know Canadian has cats. And of course, Ken and I have two dogs. What about you, Dave and Carrie Ann? Do you guys have any animals? And I miss having cats, Canadian. I love my dogs and I would never go without a dog again, but I do miss having a cat. I don't miss the litter box though. So oh, cool. I'll wait for Julie. Carrie Ann, do you have any pets? Yep, I trained my cats a little bit too. I had 7 of them, so I had to do a bit more work. Well, you've got 4, so you know. Ah, your daughter has a troublesome dog. Well, you can always do work with your daughter's troublesome dog, as long as your daughter doesn't have a problem with it. Unfortunately, you kind of have to. I mean, you can work with somebody else's dog without them knowing you're working with their dog. There's kind of ways to just be around dogs where you're not actively training the dog. It's just your energy and the way you are with the dog, that the dog will react differently to you than it will to other people. Hey, 320 Homestead. Welcome. I have a Facebook group that is for dog training that is based on Cesar Millan, dog psychology, and that's what I do with my dogs, and it works really well. Chloe trains so easily using that method. Spike is just kind of stubborn and he doesn't want to do the tricks and all that, but they've very easily learned things like when it's time to go outside, they go to the door and let me know, but then I go to the door to open it and say, back up. And they back up about 3 feet and sit. They wait when I open it. They don't rush the door. And then I say, okay, Spike. And he goes outside. And then I say, okay, Chloe. And she goes outside. So they're not trampling over each other or anything like that. Took me about 2 weeks to really get that down with them. But it's made going outside much better. At mealtime, they sit on the couch and wait while I prepare their food. And then I put their food down and then I call them down one at a time. So they're not, once again, trampling on each other. And they're just being polite and waiting and, having self-control. And yeah, it's Facebook group name. Oh gosh, it's a long, unfortunately, I cursed myself with a long group name. I'm going to try to type it in the chat. Whoops. What did I do? Okay. Hold on. I got to look it up on my phone. That's bad. It's my own group and I can't remember the whole name of it. Ugh. Good grief. No, that's not what I want. Oh, yeah. Okay. There it is. And we've got, I think we're sitting at 8.3K members. So there's a huge amount of people that watch Cesar Millan and really know his stuff. My mods are all trained in his methods. They know him better, his methods better than I do. I just couldn't get any of them to come on chat today. Now, when you go to the group, there is 4 questions that you will have to answer, and you have to actually answer all 4. It doesn't matter what your answers are necessarily, as long as they're not really weird or out there. We've had some strange answers, but just answer all 4 questions and you'll be admitted to the group. So, like, even if you don't have a dog, if it doesn't matter. One of the questions is, do you have a dog? It's more just we want to know that you're actually reading, paying attention. You're more apt to read and pay attention to the rules, to other people's posts, etc. So, yeah. But anyway, so if any of you want to check out the group, we'd be more than happy to have you. And I've got some great mods that do an excellent job. They really know their stuff. So, yeah, come check us out. Well, I'm going to get started. The first thing I've got something I want to kind of just talk about real quick today. Is barking. Oh, I can't get my screen to go small. Anyway, barking is something that I am working on with my own dogs. And I found just a real quick kind of blurb on it on caesarsway.com. 320, there are some ways of working with her that will prevent her from wanting to run off. Do you have a way to get a hold of me outside of here? We'll have to figure that out. If you come on the group, look for the administrator that's not named Lynn. I don't want to say my name on YouTube, but if you come into the group, it's the administrator not named Lynn. That's me. So, but anyway, so my dogs like to bark at leaves and squirrels and the air and anything and everything. And I have done a lot of different things to try to get my dogs to stop barking. And I've been using some of Cesar's techniques, and they are working. My dogs are barking less and less, and they are now stopping when I tell them to stop. So we are having some really good success with using some of these methods. The first method, if your dog, say your dog is outside and you tell your dog to stop barking using a look, a sound, or a physical correction. Hi, Julie. Meaning a physical correction, meaning like Cesar will take 2 fingers and, come here, Spike. I'm going to use you for a demonstration. He'll take 2 fingers and just go like that. Just poke the dog in the neck. You see, he's not even reacting. You do it a little bit harder than that, and all it does is draws the dog's attention. You're not hurting the dog. But when the dog is in mid-bark, he will stop because you've just poked him in the neck and gotten his attention. So that's a physical correction. There's no hitting, there's no slapping, anything like that. Okay, so you tell your dog to stop barking, but don't stop there, because your dog will pause and then go right back to what he was doing. His body may be more relaxed, but his brain is still on alert. So be patient. Wait until your dog completely submits or stops barking before you go back to what you were doing. So this means, say I'm in the house, Spike is outside, and he starts, rah, 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 rah. I get up, I go outside, and I say, Spike, stop. I got it. And then he stops barking. I wait a minute, make sure he's got his attention on something else, and then I go in the house. If he stays staring at, say, a squirrel, I will actually call him in the house to get his attention off the squirrel, and I'll do some training with him, or just maybe give him a treat for coming when I call him. And then when he goes outside again, the squirrel's somewhere else, and he doesn't have anything to pay attention to. So number 2, stay calm when you're trying to stop your dog from barking. Constant barking can be irritating, but you won't be able to correct the dog behavior problem if you are frustrated. Animals don't follow unbalanced leaders. In fact, your dog will mirror your energy. If you're frustrated, he will be too. And barking is a great release for that frustrated energy. So take a moment and curb your own internal barking first. I had to learn this. It took me a long time. But when I did, my dogs got a lot better. And if I actually go outside and yell at them to stop barking, they ignore me. So I have to be calm and collected and just tell them, and they listen. Hang on, I gotta check chat. I'm not on the chat page. Oh, I'm describing your lab, huh? Yep, yelling is basically barking, and so you're mirroring. You're doing exactly what the dog's doing, and the dog is like, "All right, on, rawr, 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 rawr." You know, you're doing it. He's gonna do it too. So the third thing, stake your claim to stop the barking. Is your dog barking over and over again at the same object, person, situation, or place? Like, for example, Chloe will go out at the gate if a person is there and bark right at the gate, at the person, standing right there so the person can't come in the gate. You need to step up and claim that stimulus as your own. I have to go out and claim the gate as mine. Use your body, your mind, and your calm, assertive energy to create an invisible wall that your dog is not allowed to cross. I actually go and put my body between Chloe and the gate, and I stand there with my arms folded, with my legs just a little bit apart, and I just have calm energy that says, "This is mine." And usually she turns around and runs to the other end of the yard and just stands there and looks at me and watches what I'm doing. But it stops her from barking. Do this, stand there like that, make that invisible wall that your dog's not allowed to cross. Do it with 100% dedication and focus. The results may surprise you. It really does work. It's a very, very good technique. UPS man, deer, cows, beer, birds, and beer. Birds, air, weeds, tree, grass, mouse fart, you name it. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's how my dogs were. So, number 4. Hang on, I gotta grab a drink. Number 4, stop the barking by challenging your dog mentally and physically. Excessive barking is often the result of pent-up energy. If this is the case, the solution is simple. Release that energy in a more productive way. Does your dog receive a daily walk? I know mine don't. I try to go outside and play with them, but I'm not able to physically walk them like they should be walked. And Chloe is, still working with her because she's terrified of the harness. And I've actually finally gotten her to wear it around the house. So we're making steps towards taking walks. So, if you do take walks, can you make the walk more challenging with a bicycle, a backpack, or by walking and not having the dog ride the bicycle, by the way, if anybody was thinking that. Or by walking on an incline, going up and down hills, get the dog a little more tired. Can you provide more mental challenges such as herding, agility training, or even simple obedience games? There are many, many ways to increase the challenges in your dog's life. Find one that you enjoy that your dog can participate in safely. So it might take some creativity on your part, but you can find stuff to do. Four-wheeler, that's perfect. That, and a worn out dog is a very well behaved dog. Yes, I wish I could do more with my dogs, especially Chloe. Spike is really low energy, but that's got a drawback of I actually have to have him on a diet because he got fat. So You know, dogs shouldn't have to be on diets. They should be allowed to free feed. I can't let him free feed right now because he just gains weight. So that's why I need to work on this walking thing. So, but yeah, a four-wheeler is perfect if you can do that, or you know, a bicycle. You know, all right, Nancy. I mean, Donna. Oh, you poor thing. Ken's been doing that between you and Nancy too. So, um, so last but not least, if all else fails and you're not able to stop the barking yourself, number 5, get professional help to stop the barking. When you brought this dog into your life, you made a commitment to provide the care he needs. Prevent dog barking and other behavior problems by calling in a canine professional to help him cope with a behavior issue. And that's always the last, you know, not the last step to take, but if you can't solve it yourself, take that step. Go to a professional so your dog can be balanced and happy. Yeah, pugs are a lot lower energy than some dogs. So Chihuahuas are normally higher energy, and Spike is half Russell Terrier, so he should be higher energy because of that. But hey Donna, but Spike is really low energy. And that could be because he's mirroring my energy, which is fairly low. So I have to actually step up my energy on purpose to get him to play, you know. So do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Hey Nancy, do you guys have any questions or thoughts about what I just kind of went over with you? Do you want me to go over anything again or expand on anything if I can?
How do you quit a dog from begging?
What's that?
How do you quit a dog from begging? Begging.
Well, give me a minute and I can actually go over some of that with you. Because there are ways. Our dogs don't beg. They know better. So, but I want to finish this topic first. I'm glad it makes sense. I hoped I didn't go through it too fast.
Give me.
And 320, my mods can really expand on that.
What did I do?
For you, in the group. I know of a lot of beagles that can't free feed, Julie. Beagles are kind of pigs.
Here, click on this one.
Well, if you guys don't have any other questions about what I went over, I'm going to try to give Nancy an answer to her question, which was, how do you stop them from begging? Now, that's again an energy game. You have to use your energy and claim your food. This is, for example.
How'd this come up? Oh, Donna, help.
What's the matter?
Okay. Sorry.
Having a computer problem?
Click on that.
Hold on, guys.
I think that was right. It's free.
Muted. If you're trying to talk between each other, muted.
Hang on, guys. I want to be able to answer Nancy's question here. Well, we can go back to Nancy's question. Does anybody else have any general questions that they would like to ask? Yep, I had to work with Chloe on going up and down our steps when we first got her. She was terrified of them. The people that brought her here actually had to carry her up the steps. She would not walk up them, and I was like, no, I'm not having a dog that won't go up and down steps. So that was actually one of the very first things that I worked on with her, was the steps. So yeah, our dogs will be literally laying on the couch next to me, but they lay down and look the other direction because they know if they look at me, they'll be tempted to get closer and look at me more. And so, but, and if they do start staring at me, I just say, "Are you begging?" And I say it just like that. And they turn their heads away and look the other direction. I have a video of when I was training Spike about that. And I would look at him and he'd look away. And I'd look at him and he'd look away. And as soon as I looked away from him, then he'd look back at me and start watching me eat again. And it was just this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that I just videoed it to demonstrate how bad he was about it, but how sneaky he was trying to be about it. And so, are you good, Nancy?
I'm good.
Okay. So to answer your question in a very general way, how do you get them to stop begging? You start with your own energy of, you got to be calm, and you want to project an energy of, this is mine.
Right.
So you're not actually going to take your food and scoop it into your body like this, but that's the energy that you're going to portray when you look at your dog and say, mine. Or you look at whoever's dog that's begging and just say, mine. And you don't have to be super sharp with your tone, but you do kind of want to deepen your voice a little bit and sharpen your tone just a little bit to get your point across. And as soon as you say it, the dog should look away. And it's a reaction to your tone and your energy. And they will probably come back and start staring at you again. Just say it again. The more you say it, the more they'll get the point. Oh, I can't do that. And eventually they'll stop and they'll give up and go lay down.
Okay.
That's a basic thing to try. It takes repetition and consistency, but it does work eventually.
Right.
So that would be the basic, real easy thing you can do to it's called claiming, claiming
your territory, your spot, your food,
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So thank you, Susan.
Oh, you're welcome.
The only reason why I was asking is because of this one. Come here, Marley.
You got a friend. Goodness.
Marley's trained not to beg. You're just not trained to tell her to get away.
And that's the other thing is, do Donna and Anthony have a certain way that they tell her not to beg?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes. They just tell her to go to.
I tell her to go to her kennel and behave, and then someone calls her back.
And I don't call her back. She comes back.
Your energy calls her back.
Oh, okay. Since I'm physically not calling her back. I mean.
No, but
She doesn't know you, so she's gonna push her envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna test you, and I bet you think she's absolutely cute and adorable, and you don't mind when she gets away with stuff that she's not supposed to get away with because it's cute and adorable.
Right. Well, she is, Marley is so damn cute. And I can't resist, you know?
Exactly.
I'm an animal lover. I love dogs. I love cats, all just the same. And I'll spoil them like crazy.
Well, I'll tell you, you can spoil an animal, but they can still have manners and behave. But that comes from
Right.
you. That comes from the people around the dogs. They need rules, boundaries, and limitations, and then affection
Right.
in that order. And then they will be calm and balanced. That's the basis of a dog being calm and balanced is rules, boundaries, limitations, and then affection. And it doesn't hurt their feelings none to get the affection last. It actually makes them more calm and balanced and stable as a dog.
Right.
So, and I have found in teaching myself to do that with my dogs that I've become more calm and balanced.
If you get on, I'll
because
meet
of it.
Right.
Anthony.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to turn the camera back on to Donna.
Alrighty.
Oh, you can talk.
Hello.
Hi. I ain't even combed my hair today.
Oh, that's okay. I think I told mine.
Right?
So I've got a question for you. Your dogs are very well behaved. And I'm wondering what are some basic ways that you guys taught them things like not begging or, just in general being well-behaved dogs?
Yeah. Well, pretty much, Marley was already trained.
No.
She trained herself.
No.
But normally I'll get a, well, get on it and talk.
The only one trained when we got him was Beanie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marley Marley was a 7-week-old pup when I got her. Everything she learned was between me and learning off of Beanie.
Right.
okay. So she learned from another dog.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
heard all
she was
that.
around a dog that was very obedient. So, yeah, he would go outside. He knew where he wasn't supposed to be, where he could go, where he couldn't. And she kind of followed suit with him. But also, too, I set the boundaries and let her know what the boundaries are.
Right.
Yep.
I treat a dog no different than I do a kid. And the sad thing is the dog listens better than the kid.
Yep.
How do you like
I
them?
mean, we give them treats and all,
I've had them before.
doggy biscuits,
They do
bacon
put a lot of
treats.
pepper.
Yeah.
You can see the pepper in it.
They were so hot I couldn't eat them. I took one bite of one and I was like, oh, I can't eat this.
Yep. I constantly have at least a bag of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dogs just will do anything for one of those.
Right. Oh,
Mute.
give me a minute, guys.
But I always make sure I've got a good supply of treats, and my dogs will never outgrow being rewarded for good behavior. Okay, carry on. So what's up, Anthony? Talk to me.
All right. You go. I don't know.
Hold on, guys. Technical issues.
No, it's just her speakers are reverbing mine. So I told her she had to put her headphones on.
Sorry about that.
People think they're because they got cancellation mics that mine won't interfere, but they don't realize my system is a 7.1 So
Yeah.
it's surround sound.
Yep.
Cancel mic ain't gonna help you.
So,
Yeah.
so how did you train Beanie then? He was the first one. How did you train him?
Well, Beanie was already. I mean, he was trained in the same fashion I do, but he was trained by my sister. When my sister passed away, I got him, but he was already gone, like 12 years old at the time. He's been trained.
Okay.
So, and a lot of his docile too is because he's old. He's 15 right now.
Yeah.
So he basically eats, poops, and sleeps. That's his routine.
Yeah.
Not in any particular order, but he eats, poops, and eats. That's it.
Hello, Night Song of Six
Now
Stars.
I just work with her just like, I mean, I talk to her like I was talking to one of my kids. Is just, because dogs pick up your face tone.
Yep.
When they're, they pick up your emotions quick.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
And like the borders, I had little baby gates. I had baby gates up at first. That way she knew that was her, between there and there was her domain. Now I can open the gates, like right now, the gates are open. But she will not run in the living room unless I call her to the living room.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of like y'all have y'all's about running in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she'll follow me in the kitchen and watch me, but like if I start cooking or start cleaning, she gets out because she knows that's for her. That's her time to get out of the kitchen because she'll get stepped on, trip somebody. Yeah.
But Marley also rat him. If he goes out, if Anthony goes outside.
Oh yeah, if I go outside doing something, she will come in here and actually get her mom and bring her outside to me.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And of course, I'll turn around. You rat me out, and she'll hide behind her mama.
Yep,
Yeah, it's like
dogs
your
are-
little. Yeah, it's like you be outside, trying to smoke your joint, and your little sister catch you and run in there. Mama, he's out there smoking. Yeah.
So you actually had it fairly easy. You didn't have too many problems.
No, because I tell people if you have an older dog, and I hate to say this, but every dog's got its due date. I always tell people, and if you ever plan on keeping a dog after that old dog, get a young dog and start training it with the old dog, because the old dog, they'll actually learn from the old dog.
Yeah. Yes, they will.
Because they get that pack mentality and they follow suit. They'll follow suit.
Yep.
Because the oldest dog is an oldest dog for a reason, and they know that.
Yep. Yeah.
Because even though she's a female and try to boss him around, he would let her boss him around to a point, and then he'll snap at her.
Yeah.
Because like mentality, hey, you might be the Omega, but I'm the old one.
Yep. Well, Chloe learned from Spike. Okay, 320, thanks for coming. Chloe learned from Spike.
Yeah.
He's several years older and was here first, and he almost immediately buddied up to him, and he wasn't quite so sure about this new dog, but slowly let her in, and she follows him everywhere, and where he is, she's right there glued to him for the most part. So
yeah, but the funny thing is, I've seen this before in dogs your situation. The size difference plays into it too, because I know you've probably seen it. Chloe kicks in that mother instinct to Spike, even though Spike is the oldest one, because he's smaller than her. She thinks it's a puppy.
She grooms him. She will give him a complete bath if he lets her. She'll hold him down with her paw and lick him, and it's hilarious. He gets really irritated sometimes.
Well, yeah, because she gets a little too motherly.
Yep.
It's kind of like a little person that's older than someone trying to coochie coo him like a baby, and they're like, "Hey, I'm a grown man here. Stop that."
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've never had trouble with training dogs. I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a certain technique. It's just I tell people I treat them like kids.
Yep.
I talk to them just like I would talk to if I was training somebody at work, you know.
Well, and Cesar Millan actually says you wouldn't let your kid get away with that. Why do you let your dog get away with that?
Exactly.
So
And I
that
tell people I whoop my dog. Yeah, you ain't got to beat them. Just a soft rolled up newspaper scares the living crap out of them because it's the sound of the paper.
with Chloe, I can't even think about using
Right.
any kind of physical.
Well, yeah, because she came from a different pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the hardest dog I've ever worked with.
Right.
But we have settled into a rhythm, and using Caesar's methods, I have seen her come so far. And now every new thing I bring her, instead of being afraid of it, now she's willing to come forward and check things out. And, she's still cautious, but she's not scared to death anymore. So
I don't know. I've always grown up. I grew up on a farm, and I always had a weird way with animals because my dad used to think it was freaky because he had a bull that no one could get around but me.
mhm.
And he wouldn't bother me, but anybody else, he'd try to run in the gate, try to, chase him out of the, area. Yeah. He'll put his head down, try to lift him up over the top of the fence. I go out there and scratch him on his nose ring, and he just.
Yep.
Yeah, my grandma said I used to remind her of what's his name on Crocodile Dundee, and he just sits there and does the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
How my aunt put it, the animal whisperer. That's what she used to call me.
Yep. Yep.
Only problem I ever had was snakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, snakes are a different breed of animal.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's why I used to get a kick out of people when they were going in their molting stage. I'm like, leave them alone because they're blind and they'll strike and bite at anything.
Yep.
And they're in a bad mood. I said, it's just like just take. I used to tell people, just think of a woman blind and on severe PMS. Leave it alone.
Yep.
So, don't be taking it out of the cage to show you your friends. Don't be calling people, hey, he's done bit me 4 times. And you see him skinning. I'm like, leave him alone.
Yep.
Because sometimes they won't even eat when they're in that stage.
Yep. Yep.
And people's like, well, he's going to starve. I said, no, because he knew it was coming. He had already eaten it. As long as you feed him right, he was eating enough to get ready for it.
Yep.
The snakes don't eat like other animals. They can swallow one mouse and they're good for a month.
Good girl.
Finally done it.
That what you just heard is the extent of our barking issue now.
Yeah.
I am so happy.
Yeah. Well, the only time I'm barking when someone physically that they don't know is at the front door knocking.
Yep.
But they don't go ape shit though. Yeah.
Last night,
if the delivery guy has to walk in the house, now Beanie will go ape shit.
yeah.
And the reason Beanie goes ape shit because anybody in a uniform, because he used to be beaten by somebody that wore a uniform.
Yeah.
So he hates any kind of I don't care if you come in here, post office, UPS, if it's in a uniform situation, he will go ape shit on you.
Yeah.
And the only thing that saves people, he's 3 inches off the ground and he ain't got no teeth.
Last night I had somebody late come to the door and knock on my door, looking for a cigarette. It was a neighbor that I knew, but the dogs didn't know. And Spike, hi John Greenhands.
Yeah.
Spike stopped barking right away, but Chloe went out into the yard and went to the gate, started barking at the gate. I went out, claimed the gate. She went out into the middle of the yard, but did not stop barking. And I figured, you know what? It's late at night. She doesn't know him. I'm not going to stop this one.
No.
I'm going to let her be on guard and do her job.
Right.
And as soon as he left the yard, she stopped barking.
Right.
So she was doing what she felt like was her job, and I let her do that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't usually, because it's not usually late. I'm not, and home alone with a strange man coming.
When it's a guest in your house, that's one thing. But when it's late at night, someone they really don't know is coming up just to bum your cigarette, hey, let them bark.
Yep.
I also let that guy know not to come around your house when you ain't home.
Yep. Yeah, Chloe is big enough and loud enough to be intimidating. And because she's half basset hound, she has that kind of howl when she barks, and it is loud.
That's where Marley is.
Yeah, Marley is small, but she's got that commanding bark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, she's come really far with the barking. I'm really proud of her on everything she's worked on. It's been just the last 2.5 years have been so amazing to watch her grow and become a mostly normal dog.
Yeah. Well, I look at Marley because I got her she was just barely weaned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could hold her like this.
Yep.
And because even when she got in the house and got attached to me, she used to right here on my side.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to find her. She was right next to me.
Yeah.
And then after I had my little incident, she really attached to me because she knew something. She knew something had happened. So mother instinct kicked in.
Yep.
So.
All right, Susan. I'm gonna thank Nancy for a walk.
All right. Thanks for coming up.
But yeah.
Bye, y'all.
But I looked out with her because she.
Hey, Nancy.
Funny thing is, the wife brought her home as her dog.
Yep.
It didn't happen that way.
Chloe was supposed to be Ken's dog. That didn't happen.
Well, yeah, but the thing was too, I was at home because I had my incident. I wasn't working no more, so I was home 24/7. So I tell people usually when you bring a female into a house, dog wise, majority of the time they, I say 65% of the time they're going to bond with the male. Yep.
That was exactly why I got a female.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they have to be, especially when they're small like me. I was lucky because when I got her, she was small. When she got attached to me, and then that shortly after I got her, that happened to me. And when I came back home, she was like, she would not leave my side.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she knew something was wrong. Yeah. But yeah, she would not leave my side. And even now, she'll pay attention to other people. But if I say one word to her, she's in my lap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Canadian wants to know if meowing counts. I'm assuming is barking. I'll tell you, I used to have a cat, my big 18-pound ragdoll that would sit at my sliding glass door with my little Maltese dog, and they would bark at the squirrels together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I used to have a cat, and I had to keep him pretty much in the house because he'd get outside and he'd kill the neighbor's birds, squirrels, chipmunks. It didn't matter what it was. And they'd come to my door, your cat killed my chipmunk. And I'm like, they're in the wild. That's what happened. That's called the circle of life.
Yeah. Well, hey, we've got about 10 minutes left of the time that I had planned for this. Does anybody have any more general questions that they'd like to ask before we end that I might be able to answer about dog training, dog behavior, or Cesar Millan or anything like that? Oh, Ken, ouch.
What happened?
Definition of pain, bend toe backwards that is already bruised.
Oh, yeah, that's real nice.
Yeah, his toe is purple.
Ooh, did it tickle?
Oh,
Yeah, I know, Ken. I'm number one.
Well, I'll tell you what, if nobody else has any questions for right now, I'm going to end this stream so it can be put into
Right, that category.
playlist. And then
Right.
I'm going to start up another general stream if anybody wants to come back and just chat.
All right.
I enjoy the heck out of that. So,
But I do have one thing I tell people. When
okay.
you start something, stick to it. Like I was telling Nancy, because Nancy was asking, I said, well, the dog's trained. You're just not trained to, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Just
exactly
like
it.
you said,
Well,
you know,
Cesar Millan says that he rehabilitates dogs and he trains people.
it's true. It's
Yep.
true. It's true.
What I've done with Chloe, I've had to train myself how to rehabilitate her. I've had to watch Cesar Millan stuff to be trained how to help her. You know,
Mhm.
so
Right. Well, it's not like that. You got to realize, I tell people too, not one style works for every dog.
exactly.
Because dogs have a little temperament in them too. Now, cats are the worst. Because I tell people when it comes to cats, right, when it comes to cats, you don't pick the cat. The cat picks you.
Oh,
Because I've
yeah.
seen people, I have gotten free cats in the past for people go and buy it, bring it home, and all I want to do was claw them to death.
Mm-hmm.
I bring it to my house and it acts like a little kitten, and they come over and they see the difference and they're like, "What the hell?" I said, "Because the cat didn't choose you. You forced it into that relation."
Yep. Yep.
That's why I tell people, if you're going to get a cat, get a kitten.
Yep.
I know it's sad to say because there's so many adult cats that end up in a shelter, but the thing is, usually cats that end up in the shelter are just like dogs. They've been abused to hell and back, mistreated. And unless you know how it was mistreated to undo it and then redo it, yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to end this stream and I'm just going to start up a new one and I'll open the panel up and we can just BS for a while.
All right. All right. See you in a minute.
All right. See y'all later.
Later, everybody.
Thanks for being here. Hey, Gaffa. See you in a few.